Hey,
Back at you for another live show.
just because we know you can't get enough.
We've been fucking with this shit for like 10 minutes. I look like an asshole. I've got my screen share up with my shark dude that we did yesterday, looking like I'm Mr. Important. And Brad has this. He's got his. He. What did you pencil this last night?
Yeah, it's just a weird collage thing I penciled out last night of Junior and Riggs and a bunch of other characters.
You gonna ink that today?
Yeah, just with a fucking cheap ass Sharpie.
So
one of these Sharpies.
Brad's gonna ink. I'm gonna ink, and it looks like I'm Mr. Important here with my with the shark, with my shark dude. But I just can't figure out how to like equalize my shared screen and Brad's camera and get rid of me. I could take me out of the stream, but then Brad's got to talk to you by himself.
And you guys don't want that. It gets weird.
Well, it would be fine with me, but I can't even talk to Brad. Like Brad and I can't communicate.
Yeah,
we're doing that.
We can't hear each other.
So we're gonna have to do it like this, and I apologize if you think I'm a piece of shit. Well, join the club. There's a lot of other people think I'm a piece of shit. So
join the club. It's actually isn't that there's a fan club of that, isn't there? Kevin's a piece of shit.
Speaking of my hater fan club, brother, they managed to get me fully funded.
Nice.
On Dead Shit the comic book, available now on Indiegogo. Through October 17th, all 3 issues of Dead Shit the comic book are available now for I can't think, man. I just woke up from a nap. They're available now. The best deal being the $30 bundle, where you get you can go get yourself all 3 issues,
comics,
120 pages of comic books for only $30, and you get a free Hack Movies DVD piece right along with them. That's your best value for $30. I would suggest jumping in at that level. The link to all this nonsense. I cannot draw today. Woo! I'm tired. The link is in the description, and along with the link to mine and Brad's Instagram pages. If you like our drawing, you think we doodle cool, you can follow us on the Instagrams.
Or if you'd like to be mean to us on a different social platform, maybe you're like, these guys aren't getting my insults on here. I'm going to start throwing them to them on somewhere else,
Yeah, if you don't like insulting us and making fun of us on YouTube, you're more than welcome to come do so on Instagram.
Exactly, yeah.
My hater club loves to follow me around the internet and find out wherever I am. It's funny, they're like, it's like, if you would have just quietly made movies and drawn comic books and done podcasts and done movie reviews and done audio books and left us in the writing community alone. It's like, dude. So those guys,
it's like the Kiss Army, except for the I Hate Kevin club.
Yeah, old Don Noble and his buds have managed to take us. I think we were only about, I don't know, we were at $200-something when they started in with their tirade on that last video that Kevin goes off about ex-business partner video.
Yeah.
Which you can find right now on the YouTube. If you're watching this, you're curious about what I'm talking about. There's a ton of insane comments from my stalker on that video where he basically seems to know my entire life history, and I'm a huge piece of shit.
I mean, you're really something,
How could I have done all of those things and produced all this? Like, I'm a busy, we talk a lot about how I'm a busy dude. I guess that's why. I get my
diabolical, dude. Diabolical. Yeah. That would be the term that you'd have to use for it. I'm pretty sure.
I get all my artwork done, and then I just immediately start being a piece of shit.
You're like, all right, that's done for the day. Now who can I shit on?
So I think we were only at like $200 or $300 when that video hit, and the writing community is such drama hounds that as soon as they heard that Don was spurging out in my fucking comments over here, the whole writing community came rushing over here to see what all the fuss was about, and we went from like 80 views on the video to almost 300 views on the video now, and my Indiegogo went from about $200 to $500 just in a couple of days. So now we're fully funded. They managed to fund. And that was the point. That was bait. You didn't know it at the time, but I was baiting the writing community to come over here and give me some free publicity so that I could advertise.
I guess all there is to do now is to kind of say thank you. Wouldn't there be?
Yeah, no, it's that guy has chased me for years, has chased my career, trying to trip me up and ruin me, and has I think only managed to create this, like, he's done more for my PR, for like my internet personality than I have. Like, you can't pay like an advertiser, a promoter, to give you the kind of publicity that a fucking hater that'll follow you around your entire life and like contact people privately and be like, no, you don't understand. You can't be a fan of that guy. He's a piece of shit.
He's gonna eat your soul. Like something like that, kind of. Yeah.
Let me tell you every awful thing he's ever done in his life. It just really makes me seem far more interesting than I really am, Brad. I'm not that interesting. I'm not. I wish I had time to do half the things that the guy makes up about me. But he managed to get me enough publicity over here on the channel that we funded the Indiegogo. We're there. We hit our goal. We actually hit our goal. We actually hit our goal for issues 1 through 3 faster than we hit our goal for issue when we just did issue 1 earlier in the year, and then I snuck issue 2 into it at the very end. But we actually hit the $500 goal a little bit fast, a little bit quicker by just a few days. But we did hit the goal a little bit quicker for issues 1 through 3, which will give us a few more days now to work on the stretch goals, and the first of which is the 11x17 poster that I like to show off. And man, it's a good looking fucking poster, man. And that hits it at only $600. So in only $100 more, all backers of the Dead Shit comic book will end up getting this rad fucking wall poster that's like really thick. It's thick paper stock. I was really impressed by the print, the quality of the print stock that the
and what size? How big is it?
11x17. Here, let me. I'll show it to you. I've got a copy of it here. Let me full screen me for a second. Okay. Hello. I got one right here. There's actually one hanging on the wall back there, but it's behind glass. This is the poster.
Yeah, that's killer.
So that's I have a big fat fucking head, so that's like reference for how big it is. So it's like a stand, like 11x17, like all those, like that Strange Sex poster back there is 11x17.
It's like a Kevin. It's like a Kevin head, and then another half of a Kevin head.
Yeah,
if we were measuring in Kevin heads.
It's a standard mini poster size, but can you hear that?
Yeah,
that's like real thick paper stock and card stock, and it's glossy, as you can see. There's a little shine coming off of it. But check that poster out, man. That's a
sweet looking poster.
That's a killer poster.
So what do you say? It's $600. Everyone gets one of those. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, when we hit 6. So the way stretch goals work on crowdfunding campaigns is you can add these little incentives, and I say, like, we hit $600, everybody gets one of these. So it's like a bonus that you don't have to pay for. And if you're so you don't have to do anything. If you've already thrown money at the campaign, just simply the act of this campaign hitting $100 more than it has now gets you this poster. And then at $800, everybody is going to get a set of 5 trading cards from the Dead Shit series.
Oh,
and then at $1,000, everybody gets a free copy of Nixon and Hogan Meet Satan. So it's that's looking sweet, isn't it? My shark dude.
Yeah, it looks dread.
Let's take a look in at Brad here.
Oh, I'm just doodling this bong with his gigantic lighter for some reason that he has.
That's Riggs, or that's
that's Junior right there. Riggs is up here with like melted looking eyes. See this? And this guy, these are all characters that I have, like, they're just loot. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with them yet, but this is like some weird, crazy mad scientist dude. These are those weird plant monsters that are in my, like, in a lot of my stuff. This guy over here is he's like a blob. He's almost kind of like a Slimer looking guy. This is a Cyclops Yeti.
Nice.
And, other than that, it's just a bunch. These are a bunch of. There's gonna be a bunch of these weird satellites in my comic books that all like. You'll start to find out that there's like a weird government conspiracy going on top of Junior having some sort of mental issue, which you would feel like maybe it's like schizophrenia or something. So it's like you can never tell what's really going on and what's just his mental, problem.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. All right, let's go back to. All right. So yeah, I'm excited. We hit the goal a little early. Last time we finished off with on the actual campaign. I think we finished off at around $1,300, and then I sold the comic. Like, you bought the comic offline.
Yeah,
and a bunch of other people bought the comic offline. Like, they just bought it directly from me. And I didn't want to say, no, you got to go to the campaign, because it was my first comic, and I really just wanted to get it into as many people's hands as I could. So there was a lot of overlap where we sold a bunch of copies just in regular, meat space. Yeah. And so all told, the last campaign brought in about $1,500. And we actually hit the $500 mark here quicker than we hit the $500 mark last time. So I'm hoping that is going to translate, and we're going to hit around $1,500 again, because man, that really got us going. Yeah. That allowed me to do a couple. I think I've already on my second. I'm on like my third or fourth print run for the first 2 issues, and I've already done 2 print runs for the 3rd issue to get us ready for this campaign. So, when you contribute to this campaign, you're setting up future books. You're setting me up for my future comics, and allowing me to do these print runs early, so that I don't have to wait until the campaign's over to have the money to print and ship the books. In other words, you get your books faster the next time when you contribute to the campaign this time.
It allows you to always be doing pretty much like those no-risk campaigns where everything's completely made, done.
So we're always piggybacking from one to the next. So everybody who jumps in here, you guys are just helping the next one. So you'll get you'll always be getting these no-risk campaigns, like you said, where I don't even start the campaign for the next book until it's drawn and printed and ready to sell you guys, and that is because you keep hooking me up. You're hooking me up, and I'm trying to hook you up. And so as long as you continue to contribute, think of it as like an advance on the next comic. That's how I think of it. So
that's what it is, pretty much. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, this money that we bring in this time is already. I just put it back. I put it away, and it'll pay for the next printing run of this shark comic that I'm going to do next. So you guys are actually paying for that with this campaign. If you're wondering where the money goes to that I make off these campaigns, it just gets funneled right back into the next comic.
Yeah, because even when you're a person like that does every aspect of, like, we don't have to hire an inker or a color person, but there still is cost in these books. Like even though we don't have like a studio of people that help us, but nothing's free. Like that poster that you just showed in your hand. Every little thing that you do, or having them printed, or there's still cost in making the books, even though you don't pay people to help you legit make the book.
Absolutely. And so the reason I was able to even already have that poster printed, the reason I'm already able to have issue 3 printed, is because you guys hooked me up in that last campaign with $1,500. So when you hook me up, man, I hook you right back up as fast as I can. And, man, I rifled through the inking on that, didn't I?
Yeah,
that went quick. I think that inking is almost done.
Oh yeah. Crazy looking fucking shark.
Ugh.
I just love the teeth, man, because they can get so crooked and weird, and
that's like not really an exaggeration, man. Sharks have
I know, they're fucking nightmares. It's like a jagged, serrated jaw lines.
Oh man, so I got to figure out a way to bait the hater crew into getting me to $1,500. I got to figure out another.
It doesn't seem like it takes much to rile the fucking hornet's nest.
Oh man, they're fucking psychos, dude. They are fucking psychos. And that last video, it didn't just draw them out. Like I'm getting contacted by publishers in the writing community. I got scolded by this. I did a video about this editor getting fired because his an author that he had signed did a live performance at their convention and offended a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so the publishing house, which is just run by his friends, they wanted to throw this kid off the label. And so this editor quit in protest, or was fired in protest. I don't know. He's yelling at me, telling me I don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm a liar. So I should quit speculating about, like, acting like I know what I'm talking about. He emails me out of the blue, which is hilarious to me because so we did that bait video. You didn't know it was bait, but we did that bait video to try to draw the writing community out and get them to pay attention to this comic campaign. And this guy finds a video from 7 months ago that's probably 20, 30 videos back in the catalog here that's about him. And he sends me, so right in the middle of all this, while they're raging in my comments, and I'm talking to you, I'm on the phone with you about it, like, Jesus, can you fucking see what these psychos are doing in here, man? This is nuts. I get an email from this former editor yelling at me, telling me, "Oh, why do you lie so much, man? You got everything wrong." And I just wish you'd set the record straight, do another video. And I'm like, these people are psychotic. How long did he sit and comb through my videos until he found one that was about him?
I know there's one here somewhere.
I know there's got to be some. I know Kevin Strange talks about me, and I did, because he got fired for. These are like this is like shocking and offensive, books. These guys like pride themselves on doing like some hardcore fucking books, man. And then everybody's sent. Remember whenever I was telling you about the punk girl yesterday?
Yeah.
How she used, like, around 2014, she was real pretty and knew how to be feminine. And now she's like got all of her pronouns and all these like strict, like
her and her friends like spit on each other to prove how punk they are now.
she's got all these like designations and all these labels that she slaps on herself now. Refuses to act feminine, and that's happened all over the place. And so it's funny that these like this publishing house that like specializes in like the most raw, hardcore stuff you can imagine. Back from 2000, like they got real big in like 2009, 2010. Well, now they're all such, schoolmarm scolds that they offend each other at their own shows and like try to boycott each other and do cancel culture shit on each other, and throw each other off their off their labels. It's hilarious to me. But anyway, this guy says I got it all wrong. I'm wrong. I'm a liar. Why do I lie so much? And I emailed him back and was like, I swear I do my research and I try as hard as I can to be honest. I just don't think you like the results. Like I think it's the reality of the situation. I just don't think you like how that plays out. But anyway, I invited him to call me and talk about it like a couple of grown men, and he ignored me.
Yeah.
He just wanted to yell at me.
That doesn't make any sense. Right.
He just wanted to yell at me.
One thing that a lot of people don't like to have happen when they're in an argument with someone is for them to use facts.
Yeah, you know? I'm back on you.
Yeah, don't start an argument with somebody expecting to use facts. You know.
Yeah.
My little brother.
Or kindness. I was like, I'm real sorry, dude, that I got everything wrong. Why don't you call me and tell me what, how to make it right?
Because what they want is for you to blow your fucking stack and write them 30 and say no messages back, validating that
you're the monster they think you are. And then,
exactly.
Then they want to screenshot that stuff and share it on social media to shame you.
Yeah.
God, I'm so tired. I've been around doing social media promotion since the MySpace days, brother, and it didn't used to be like this. The world wasn't full of a bunch of schoolmarm scolds that got off on telling each other how wrong they are and how bad they are. Like you were saying when we were talking about this stuff privately, you were like, dude, it's not like we're preschool teachers. It's not like we're going into a nunnery. We're not priests. Like, why are we purity spiraling each other and acting like it's our like responsibility to be perfect human beings?
Yeah, and because none of us are, like everybody you ever look at in life, there's going to be somebody that's like, that guy ripped me off, that guy did me wrong, that guy this, that guy that,
Can you push that book up a little bit? We can't see you.
Sorry.
Working.
Let me move a few things around. Let me move a few of my toys so I can put my... By toys, I mean giant double-headed dildos and things like that.
Right, of course, sex toys.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I got a new recliner the other day, and it fucking vibrates. Like it has like a back vibrate thing in it,
Nice.
And I really dig it, but it vibrates real hard on my butt, like real hard. And if I'm not careful, dude, it'll make my whole fucking ass fall asleep. And
I bet.
I don't know why I felt the need to share that with you, but either way I did. And I have to be real careful because it can make my whole butt fall asleep, and also it could cause me to ejaculate if I'm not, extremely careful with it.
If I'm not careful, it could give me a big assgasm.
Yeah, that ruin, the entire hockey game I'm trying to watch when I have to go clean something like that up,
Speaking of hockey, what did the Blues do the other night? Did they lose?
Yeah, they lost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, they lost in overtime, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So they still get a point. And I mean, they lost to the Capitals, so it's not like, losing to the Capitals isn't. It's the Capitals are a badass team. I mean, they won the cup the year before we won it. They had that Ovechkin dude who's a goddamn animal, So I don't know if we've played a game since then or not. Honestly, I've been. Whenever I get really deep into drawing pictures, it seems like I start to disappear from the normal universe,
Yeah.
And the last week or so has been back to where all I want to do is draw, and I don't really do anything else. So, but yeah, I know we did lose to the Capitals. I don't know if we've played a game since then or not.
Oh, I just fucked all that up. Fucking it up.
This thing here that I'm drawing, I'm inking. I'm really just inking this for fun. We were talking, it might have been yesterday, just about how So we were talking about inking and how, like, honestly, dude, with the digital stuff, like, I don't ink things by hand almost ever anymore. You
Yeah.
know, I just rough things out in pencil and then put them into Clip Studio and then just start cranking them out that way. But I think it's important to always like go back and actually do certain things that maybe you don't have to do anymore in the process, but they do. Uh, inking this stuff's like a skill set that you can lose, you know. So I think it's important to kind of, and plus it is fun, honestly. Like I enjoy this, but I have this thing started in Clip Studio too. So this will be a digital piece by the time it's all done because I really doubt I color this after I ink it, just because of the time that it would take, and also with my little boy, having colored pencils out is like it's just like a really hard thing to, because he just wants all of them and digs through them, and the whole process becomes me just chasing him around for my colored pencils, you know.
Right. Yeah, you can do colored pencils, and I watch a lot of the guys on Instagram do Copic markers, and those are
Yeah, those are
pretty
better than
expensive.
bone. They are pretty expensive. My woman's like a marker and pen fanatic, and she has she has some of those, and she has a bunch of this brand called Tom Tom, and she's got like that pen that you showed yesterday.
Yeah, the Pentel one.
Yeah, she knew what those were, and I guess she has some that they're a different brand, but they're the same kind of deal, you know.
She like them?
Yeah, she likes them. She's like a pen, I don't know, fucking maniac, pretty much. It's like her favorite thing on earth is office stuff. It kind of works out for me though, because there's always like art things laying around, you know.
Right. All right. Well, I'm zooming along.
You're powerhouse in that thing.
Zooming along. But and again, that's because I like to do my work digitally as much as I can. It just makes the thing go by so much quicker. I sat there and
It's red.
used those expensive pens I bought and
Right.
tried to ink this sucker. Traditionally, I don't know where I'd be in it. Maybe I'd be done already. There's not much to it. It's just one figure kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Starting to look pretty fucking tight, though.
Yeah, I like that purple against that yellow in the back and that purple tone.
Yeah, I told myself I was going to pay attention to hockey this season, at least the Blues.
Yeah.
I've already blown it. I'm such a fair weather douchebag.
I'm sure that I'll get more into the season as it goes, but I'm still a little bit in shell shock from winning the cup, I think.
You're not ready to start again yet?
Not yet, dude. I've been a diehard Blues fan since early '90s, so it's like I just wanna enjoy it a little bit longer before I think about a team taking it from us, you know.
Yeah, that color is so close to the color of his skin that when I hit color selection, it selected all of his skin and the teeth. I was like, oh, that color is a little too close to the skin, and the color selector can't even tell the difference.
Yeah, that stuff's weird, man. When you draw that way, that you can spend a whole bunch of time doing something, and then when it's done, once you've zoomed out and shit, certain things can just be like completely unnoticeable, you know.
One thing for me is I'll work on a piece and I'll be just nailing on this fucking piece for days and days and days, it seems like, and then and think it's fine, and then I'll see, and then I take I take a step back from it, and I forget about it, and I'll go back and look at it maybe a month later, and I see everything wrong with it. I'm like, why didn't I see any of that when I was working on it, when my face was buried in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of just anybody that creates anything is like you see mostly like you see the flaws more than anyone else that's going to look at things is going to see them because you know right where they are. You know.
Yeah.
I a lot of times because Amanda, you know, she's a graphic designer, so that's kind of like a helpful thing for me because if there's a lot of times I'll be like, what color do you think this should be? You know.
Yeah.
Because all that shit can dynamically change. You know, make one thing a weird wrong color, and it can dynamically change like the whole outlook of a scene. You know.
Yeah, when I was flatting the first issue of Dead Shit, I wasn't obviously I had never professionally colored before, and I was flatting in these colors, and some of the pages were just really stressing me out because the colors I picked were just clashing.
Mm-hmm.
They were making it look ugly, and I was like, and the art is already not all that good, so I was like getting real down on myself, and I had a buddy come to the office and go through the pages with me, and he made a couple suggestions, and all it took was if two colors were really ugly clashing against each other, all it took was changing one of them to a more complementary color, and the whole thing like
see, that's what I mean. Yeah,
different.
it can make huge differences. You know, just little changes. You know, but Amanda's my or there'll be times I'll completely like finish something and then she's like, yeah, that needs to be this other color. And then I'm like, dang it, I have to go back and do it again.
So you said you've already taken a picture of the pencils and sent them into Clip Studio.
Yeah, I mean, I already was inking on that last night, working on that. I just planned on doing this on here because I haven't drawn on here in a long time, you know, and because it's my big monitor right now isn't. I don't have it hooked up to anything, or I don't have any of like the drivers installed into my computer or anything. So, because I've been drawn, I have that big monitor, but then I also draw majoritively, honestly, on a iPad, just because it's easier to kind of just pop out and start drawing and put away. Because I don't have to have anything big like set up. Just you know, so a lot of my drawings are done on a little iPad with an Apple Pencil.
So do you think you're going to keep these inks and take another picture and work off these inks, or you think you're going to re-ink it digitally?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. It just depends on how happy with it is. Because right now, dude, all I'm doing is laying down these. I can go back in and contour a bunch of these lines and shape them and give them, you know, like more depth. But I don't know the thing that I have on Clip Studio. I've already got more of it than this probably done, and it's already contoured, and all the lines look really good. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do both just to kind of see the difference. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
To do it both ways and then see how I feel about them. Because God knows I got time. I do and I don't, I guess. My life's chaotic, but a lot of time, I mean, well, some of it also is like, I think I've told you, I don't sleep a whole ton, you know?
Right.
I have a hard time falling asleep at night, probably because I'm always hunkered over some piece of paper, doodling on it, and don't want to go to bed. This dude's nose looks like a pickle. I noticed it. I noticed it last night. fucking weekend, dude.
We're both falling into our work here.
Yeah. Oh, I dig that. The highlights you're throwing into that.
This is I'm just trying to do the the shark, the underside of a great white is why they call it great white. It's great.
So are these sharks gonna be? Are they gonna wear like clothes, or are they just gonna be pretty much like how you see that dude there, just like skin?
Well, he's like the Hulk.
Yeah.
He doesn't walk around as a half man, half shark. He walks around as a normal dude, and then when he's in the presence of evil, like it's an homage to the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
And in Toxic Avenger, Toxie gets he has this like spidey sense where when he's in the presence of evil, he loses his mind and psychotically kills bad guys.
Yeah.
In horrible ways. And then it's like he can't control it when he's like back to normal. He's like almost remorseful for it.
Yeah.
Well, this guy doesn't shark out until he's in the presence of evil, and then he psychotically and horribly tears them apart and eats them. And he's like, part of his story arc is he's trying to gain control over his feeding frenzy,
Yeah.
And so he'll start off initially wearing clothes, but his shark form is so much bigger. He's like a meek little pipsqueak, like dirty punk rocker kid.
Yeah.
And then he turns into this muscle fuck when he gets in the presence of evil. So the clothes kind of rip. So he should be wearing like some ripped up shorts and maybe
up fucking clothes, kind of.
Yeah, maybe a top a little bit. Hulk rips his top completely off. So most pictures of him, yeah. And I actually thought about drawing some ripped up shorts into this shot here, but I was like, well, fuck, he's naked in this shot, and I'm not going to draw a big dangling dick on him right now. He would have a big dangling dick if he was naked in the comic, but
yeah, I was going to say, and what is the reasoning for not that?
I'm not going to subject the.
Are you all right? You need to.
Yeah. I'm not going to subject the YouTubers to a big dangling shark dong right now. Well, you know what's also, I just thought about this too. I did a bunch of research on sharks when I wrote this. Here, let me show you this real quick. I wrote a story. I did a series of mini chat books. Oh, hey, we got some people up in this motherfucker. Horror DVD Devil 333 says, "Hey, dudes, remember when Toxie killed someone with a VCR? Yeah, he sure did. And Toxie killed people with all kinds of shit." And then Shaggy from Microsoft says, "Penis. What the fuck did I just click on? LOL." Well, I don't know if he was here listening to me talk about penises, but
or maybe he's talking about that he just did something to his penis and he's wondering what he did.
Yeah, if you've done some permanent damage to your penis, I suggest calling 911 immediately.
What is it called? The penis control number.
Listen, I just want you to know those nurses have seen everything. Shaggy, listen to me very carefully. Those nurses have seen everything. They're not going to judge you. Believe me, however horribly you've mangled your penis, if you've tied it up in knots and
got something stuck down in it,
if you've stuck live bees down the urethra of your cock and then tied it off, and now the bees are burrowing their way out of the side of your dick, I promise you, the nurses have seen worse. You have to get to the emergency room.
The first thing you need to do is try to ejaculate and see if you can push it all out. And then if that doesn't work,
So anyway, I do these little mini chat books where I'll take a story that I wrote that's maybe only 8,000 or 10,000 words and not big enough for a book by itself, and I'll make these little tiny these little tiny chapbooks out of them, which I think are cool because these are like little digests, and for readers, they can read this in about 5-6 minutes. And so I consider them like mixtapes. Like, you remember when you used to make like dub tapes of your favorite songs and pass them out to your friends when we were kids?
Yeah.
Before
you have to wait for it to come on the radio and then hit record. Yeah.
Well, I give these little digests away, or I sell them for like $5 as a way. They're like a zine, like an art zine or something, like a punk rock zine, because you can give these away. So you can read this real quick and then give it to your friend and be like, this is a fucking. It's called Loch Ness Lay, and it's about a girl who she inherits this gift from her father to she can control reptiles.
Yeah,
and he was like a carny circus freak performer that could he was like a snake charmer, but he really had the supernatural power to be able to communicate with reptiles. So she inherited this gift, and she's fucking psychotic and has this fantasy of fucking the Loch Ness Monster.
And who doesn't?
And so I did some research on sharks, and it turns out that sharks have 2 penises. Sharks' penises come in pairs. So when I do draw this dude's dong, and I found that out because I wrote so she gets double dong. She gets DP'd by the Loch Ness Monster. Spoiler alert! In the Loch Ness Lay.
Lucky.
And yeah, these things are like little quickie reads. Funny story. I was at a convention.
So really, it's like the jackpot for you, because now it's like 2 dongs for every dong that you've just found a way to double your dong drawings.
I doubled the dongs for this.
What animal has the most dongs? You're like, that's it. That's the next one.
So, funny story. I was at a convention one time, and I was like, those blacks are too dark. I just clicked. I was like, those blacks are too dark. What am I doing? That's the shade layer. I haven't reduced it yet.
It kind of looks neat, though.
I was at a convention, and this sweet couple walks up, and they're talking to me, and they look at the table, and they're going through the books on the table, and the girl freaks out and grabs a copy of Loch Ness Lay and runs up to the dude, and she's like, look. And it turns out that they work, and maybe they're lying to me, I don't know, but this is a true story from my end. Don Noble would tell you otherwise. Everything I say is a lie.
And you also stole their car when it was all over with.
I wasn't alone. My buddy Jeremy was at the convention with me, and he watched this whole thing go down. He can verify this story for Don Noble if he needs to have independent verification. She freaks out and goes to the guy and says, "Oh my God, look! They claimed that they work for the Discovery Channel.
Yeah,
they were about to embark on an adventure to the loch, and that they were going to do a Discovery Channel show about the Loch Ness Monster. They were going to go do another one of those like search for Nessie kind of shows for Discovery Channel." And I was like, dude, the book is literally about a girl who manages to talk her way onto one of those shows, then murders everyone on the boat and uses their fucking dead bodies and blood as chum to attract the Loch Ness Monster and get him to come on the boat and fuck her. And they fucking laughed, and they bought copies of Loch Ness Lay for everybody that was going to be on the boat, so that while they were on the loch, they could read this fucking book of mine, of this erotic horror. And it's fucking, it goes nuts as far as the gore goes. The sex too, I guess, if you like fucking animals. But that's a true story, man. Apparently some people from the Discovery Channel that were going to hang out on the loch bought copies of Loch Ness Lay, an erotic horror story about a group of Discovery Channel
Probably turned into a big weird, what do they call that, where people dress up like animals and fuck each other?
Oh, furry
There's
convention.
probably a bunch of people dressed up like sharks on a boat. Like dressed up like fish and all this weird anything sea and then just a big weird aqua furry sex party. There's a show called My Strange Sex Addiction. You ever watch that show? No, the guy like fucks his car. He's in love with his car.
Nice.
It's not even that cool of a car either. It's like a fucking.
It's not even that cool of a car. It's not even that sexy, bro.
No, it's like a LeBaron or something.
It's way sexier cars than that, bro.
Yeah, come on. I mean, if you're gonna fuck a car, it's not like a LeBaron, About a convertible Sebring,
I actually published the very first anthology that I ever put out was called Strange Things.
Was it?
Yeah. There's a poster of it hanging on my wall over there because it's my.
There's another show on. I think a lot of these doozies come off of TLC, which blows my mind that it's the Learning Channel and then Honey Boo Boo's on there. It's like, what the fuck's going on? But
terrible.
This one's about people with like OCDs and shit. And there's this one where this woman, she doesn't like to take poops because it makes her feel dirty. So after she poops, she has to have what she calls as her cleaning ritual, which pretty much means that she gets in the shower and scrubs her asshole with a toothbrush for 45 minutes or so at a time.
God
and
damn.
She says on there that she doesn't stop until she sees blood.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so as I'm watching this and masturbating, but then the whole time her poor husband's like standing outside of the door and he's like, please quit, honey, please quit. He's like, I'm worried she's just gonna ruin it. Like it's like, no, I mean,
I like that butthole, honey.
Yeah, it's fine with me, and I don't care that it poops sometimes,
That's part of the fun.
Yeah. So just let me in there. I'll clean it up.
I have an object shaped exactly for this purpose, honey.
Right. It's almost like a probe, But yeah, good shows, man. Good shows. Also on one of those, there's a woman who's obsessed with she sucks on her baby's dirty diapers.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, I'm serious.
That's wrong on several awful.
It's disgusting, yeah.
First of all, you don't fetishize anything.
No.
Child related.
Like that one, as soon as I came, I turned it off. I was like, fuck this. This is too much.
As soon as I came.
I was like, oh, this is fucked up. As soon as I'm done, this is going off the TV. And then I'm like, honey, can you bring me a toothbrush?
I'll try this.
I've been a bad little pooper.
I don't know why I painted those. I did the veins in his eyes black when I did the line art. I don't know why I did that. I had to just go over them again.
They look red like that, though. Yeah, everything I draw is like, I always tell myself, I'm not going to put veins in this thing's eyes, but everything lines up with veiny, whacked out looking eyes.
One thing I also like to do is go over here to the splatters and go to toothbrush splatters and throw. And it won't be that pronounced, but I like to just throw like bloodshot, like blood vessels blown up in there along with the.
Yeah, I like how you lift that the white dot, like the glare.
Yeah. He's coming along, man.
Yeah, he looks fucking cool, honestly. Real cool.
How you doing over here?
No, I'm lining shit, dude.
There.
Yeah.
Oh, we got people up in here. Double Dick Shark poor DVD Devil 333. That Vincent Garzon is back again. Hey man, I will put soap in your mouse. Stop swearing. I'm a 7-year-old girl. I mean boy. Do you want me to put soap in your mouse? Believe it's mouth. And I'm not sure why this person keeps showing up on our streams.
They're also confused about their own gender. It seems like.
Brad, that's not uncommon.
No, I guess not. I guess we won't open up that door, will we?
But if you open it up even slightly, I'll kick it down. You know.
I know that personally, my mouse could use a good soaping. I'm pretty sure.
Nobody even has mice anymore. There's like a touchpad on a laptop, but
maybe he thinks we like have snakes and we have pet mice to feed them or something. I don't know.
All I know is the more troll accounts they make and the more they come into our comments, the more comic books I'm going to sell. So bring it on.
Yeah, so whatever kind of private you have, hang out if you want to. We don't care. You know?
All right, I'm going to move on to the background, I think, and yeah, then I'm going to be done pretty soon. So I always like to use. I go down here to these texture brushes that I downloaded, and I do this grunge overlay brush. And I set it real high, like I'll set it at like 400 here, and I gave it its own layer. And I selected just the background color, so just that yellow. And then I gave it its own layer. And now when I go through like this, nope, that's not even big enough. We'll go to like 800, and then I can put in these like cool. Put this kind of background stuff like this. And what I like to do is go like if I'm doing it on a warm color, so then I'm going to come in back here with a bunch of cool colors as a contrast to it. And so I'm going to actually choose like so I went from like a purple to a little bit more blue in it, to now it's just like completely blue. And I layer this up like this and make what I think is a pretty cool looking
looks
background on this guy. And then what I'll do, I'll make a completely different layer now, and then back to warm colors. Like I'll grab an orange, and then I'll go back to that. I'll go back to that splatter brush, and now I'll throw. That's not enough. And now I'll throw like warm colors. I'll go bring that yellow back up to the front like this. I'll grab some hot pinks, throw them back there like this. So now it's just getting nuts back there with the contrasting colors, the warm colors and the cool colors.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
And just to really fucking blow it completely out, I'll go back to a really cold color like blue, and I'll come back here and I'll do these shatter lines. Boom. Well, no, that's not big enough. Let's go 170. Boom. Nope, too big. Let's go to 60. Boom. A little bit too big still. Let's go to 40. I don't like that. Getting there. I just got to hit it right. And then I'll drop the opacity really low on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that it just.
Oh, yeah, that looks awesome.
Like that. Boom. How about that for a fucking background that took me about a minute and a half to do?
Inking nipples.
Oh, and hang on, I do another thing to help him stand out from that background like that, because he's popping pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's looking red.
He's popping pretty good, but I can go in and just select, go back to the color. So that background is still just yellow on the color layer. So I can go in and just select that yellow, and I can grab that by itself again. And now I can go in above all these other layers that I just put in. And I'm going to go back to that texture, that grunge overlay. But now I'm going to do it in black and drop it down to say 400. And now I can do this like rough.
Yeah, that's it. Leaves like a shadow around him. Yeah.
Shadow, and then I'll even drop the opacity on this so that even this is faint, but it'll still add like a bit of separation between him and the background. But it's all done in like a like street art graffiti style, kind of.
Yeah, I've been noticing you'd put this kind of background on a few of your new pieces, and I thought it looked really neat.
So now he's on. He's the foreground, but then I have like a mid layer shadow, and then that crazy psychotic background that it almost looks like he's jumping out of an explosion of Technicolor.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been kind of throwing that. Like if I'm just going to do,
it kind of brings him off the page, is what it does. Yeah.
So if I'm going to do a piece like this, it's not part of a like that could be like a 2-page spread of him jumping at somebody. Oh, you know what I should put? You know what I should do? I should put slobber and slime on him.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't fucking draw anything that's not covered in slobber, slime, and boogers. But what about the boogers? You got slobber, slime, and then you got what you can just call gunk, you know?
Right. So I'm wondering, should I do it all? Should the slime have a black outline, or should it all just be done in the color?
When I do a lot of mine, I do them with a black outline, but I make the size of the black outline smaller than what I've lined the whole, most of the picture in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go backwards here, and I actually want to drop the opacity a little bit on line layer. So I can see it a little better. And so, yeah, I'll drop this down now.
Micah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but he says hi, and that looks nice, Maine. Thank you, and hello.
Thanks, dude. What's up? Thanks for stopping in, kicking it with us. I'm drawing sharks. Brad's drawing Life with Riggs. Is this just concept art? Doodles?
Yeah, it's kind of concept art. I got a bunch of new characters that I'm gonna introduce in the next issue, and so I'm just kind of kicking around with them pretty much. Like,
could this maybe be a poster?
Yeah, it could be. That's what I was thinking. I'd do something like that with it when it's all finished. But for the most part, it's just, I guess you would say, concept art. For the next one, I want to try to I don't know, have him seem a little bit more like mentally disgruntled or something, I guess,
He's pretty fucked up in the first one.
Yeah, he's all right, yeah. He's pretty fucked up. and I'm gonna have that one printed here in just honestly, I think in just a couple weeks. I'll have it printed by the end of October.
I hope so, dude. I'm waiting on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just swing print it myself and then have it completely just made, at my first run of it.
Yeah.
But it is completely finished, and there's a bunch of art off of it or out of it and shit on my Instagram if people wanted to check out, some of what it's gonna be like. There's concept art all over my Instagram for it, and actually just actual art out of it that's the same way it looks in the book,
And the Instagram link is in the description right now. Click on Brad's page and check that out.
I try to post art on Instagram every day. Some days I don't get it on there, but more days than not, I post something on there.
I've been really slacking because I've been working on you just can't do everything, man.
No,
You can't do everything, and I've been slacking on
something. Anytime you're trying to do something more, something else gets done less.
My Instagram's taking a beating because I'm over here doing this. Come on, man. There we go. Speed this up a little bit. Acting like I'm not doing this digitally or something.
Right?
Damn. Didn't get that one closed. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Watch this. Now we're cooking. Let's try that one more time. Grab you. And then I got to close this sucker here. And then now is the fun part. Now I get to shade and all that shit. All this gnarly stuff gets its own little shading. This piece turned out a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
I was just doing a random shark drawing yesterday on the stream just to give us something to look at while we streamed, so it wasn't just a couple of fatheads. And boy,
with different hats on.
Oh yeah. I wear a different hat every day just to fuck with you.
Yeah. I wear the same hat, and it's just because I only have two hats.
Well, this company, Mishka, the company that I buy hats from,
yeah,
they a few years ago they just did this crazy inventory clear out where they were selling some of these hats for $4. And I was like, why are they doing? I thought they were going out of business, because their stuff was going for so cheap, and they've never re-upped any of the hats that I own. The hats that I own are completely unavailable now.
Oh yeah, that's weird as fuck. But
they didn't go out of business.
I had a friend on my Facebook a while back, I guess, watched a couple of our videos and private messaged me about where you get your hats. And that they
really?
and that he wanted one, like whatever one you were wearing in the video at the time, he wanted it. And he was like, tell him I'll buy it from him. And I didn't, because I'm not going to be that guy that's like, hey, Kevin, this dude wants to buy your hat, you know? This is just like, I don't think he's that hard up. But yeah, I've had a friend of mine mention your hats to me a couple different times and ask me about them.
Yeah, well, it's weird because they didn't go out of business, but they've never put these hats back up for sale. They still have hats and they still sell streetwear, but they don't sell these particular hats anymore. And I never figured out why they dumped all these and started over, because the stuff they have now, it ain't nowhere near as cool as the ones I own. And there's ones that are way cooler than the ones that I own, but they've been out of stock forever. Man, this looks fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I was just looking at it a second ago. That's what, doing something like that, and then I can give you a crazy like incentive to go ahead and start working on it.
I want to do one more link up though. I think that looks really cool. Yeah, I'm really going for that old school Ninja Turtles, Street Sharks, 80s era, or early 90s era. Really, like, there was a lot of gross out toys and cartoons, and they would like slime was really big at the time, like Nickelodeon slime and Gak.
Yeah. I mean, even like think about like Ghostbusters, you got like Slimer, like it was there was a big, you know, I know when I was a kid, dude, just slime in itself was like an awesome toy, and you could get shitloads of different kinds of like slime, or there was a thing called Floam. Do you remember Floam?
Yeah, and then toy lines like Ninja Turtles line would have toys that had specific sliming actions.
Yeah,
you would do things with the slime, and even the newer Masters of the Universe He-Man figures got into the slime game. Yeah. I wonder if G.I. Joe ever got into sliming.
I don't know. I was never a huge G.I. Joe. I was always more of the. I'm a huge fan of the gross out era of cartoons. Like I loved Cow and Chicken. Fucking
yeah.
2 Angry Beavers. You remember 2 Angry Beavers? Yeah, of course, Ren and Stimpy. Rocko's Modern Life. I Am Weasel. You remember that cartoon?
Mikasuki, thanks for the subscribe. Would you say Cow and Weasel?
No, I Am Weasel and IR Baboon.
I do remember
that. Yeah. And 2 Angry Beavers was another great cartoon that I used to really watch a lot of.
You're nailing it in there, buddy.
And Ed, Edd and Eddy, dude. I'm always a huge fucking Ed, Edd and Eddy fan.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, I've got almost the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, dude, you're in there.
It could be a little cleaner, but I haven't done this way in a long time.
Looks good to me. I mean, just from the camera, it all looks clean and even to me.
Yeah, it's not bad. So yeah.
Did you see this close up?
Yeah, dude, that fucking slime. See, you can't go wrong, dude. Slime. It's gotta be there.
That's not a bad piece, dude.
No, it's really rad. The eyeball too, man. The eyeball's fucking cool.
Man, a year ago I would have told you there's no way I could ever draw like this. I still blow my own mind. I know that sounds, I don't know if that sounds weird or conceited or what. It's like, oh man, I'm so good. I don't mean it like that. I mean it like I never thought I was capable of doing art like this before.
Yeah, there's times it's because it's not like you said, it's not like you're like this is the best thing ever. It's what art is it's your own personal, you know, like getting to a point where you're happy with your art is the hardest thing, I feel like, because you're going to be your biggest critic. You know, you can have other people tell you that it looks good over and over and over, but then in your head, you're like, I don't know. It's like we were saying earlier, you see the flaws easier than anybody else, you know, when you create something. So getting to the point where you're, you know, happy with how it looks, I feel like is one of the most challenging parts of that. I think that's what stops a lot of people from ever putting stuff out, is that, you know, even if it's really good, they can't get to a place where they feel like it is good enough to share, you know?
Yeah. Well, we've gone an hour. Are you almost done?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready when you are. I can bounce or I can stay. It's up to you.
I think we're good. I think we can call it a drawing show. I think we did a.
That was a drawing.
Whoops! I yanked you out instead of yanking the. Instead of yanking the tablet out. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. Let's see what we can do here.
If you like this kind of gross out art, pick up that dead shit. The Talisman of Transmutation. Comic book funding now. Fully funded. 100% funded on the Indiegogo. But now we're hitting those stretch goals. We're going to give everybody this. Where did I do with it? We give everybody this sweet 11 by 17 full color poster. At $600 as a stretch goal. All backers will receive this this fresh ass dead shit, the Talisman of Transmutation mini poster.
Gotta get that bad boy. Thing's rad.
Link in the description down there. Pick it up today. Funding through the 17th, so about 2 weeks to go. Before you can, for you still to be able to get that. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to do with comics once the crowdfunding goes. I don't know if I'm going to put them on my website to buy. I know I'm going to take them to conventions, but I kind of want them to be limited edition.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Or you could do something with where you could have you could make a different cover and then have the, you know, where you have your first print, first run or whatever. And then they all have this one cover, and then you could consider your second batch that it comes out with a different cover. Just something to make the first ones different, you know?
Anyway, we'll do it again.
Yes, we will. I'm sure soon.
Thanks for the subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the video if you like this content. Me and Brad kind of randomly get on here when we can and do our thing. I've got a lot of content on here. I do things with the Hack Movies crew. I interview authors and artists, and we do all kinds of stuff here on the Kevin Strange YouTube channel. Up here in Strangeville, we be doing things.
Soap your mouse, motherfucker.
Everybody soap that motherfucker.
Soap your mouse.
Peace.
Peace.